Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Unveiling Valor, Captain Len Kaine's journey from naval hero to humanitarian luminary with your host Captain Len Kaine and President of the Hope Collection Ron Clayton. We would like to thank our sponsors, extend our deepest gratitude to the Hope Collection and Joel and Ardith Griffing for their unwavering support in making a positive impact on our community. Our generosity empowers us to reach further, dream bigger, and extend a helping hand to those in need.
So good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, November 7th of 2024. My name is Ron Clayton, and I welcome everyone to the Friday edition of the Optimize Your Life Golden Rule Society's wonderful show that goes to 90 countries around the world. And stateside, we're here on the Blog Radio Show, 416-618-9577. You can call in if you like and join us. And you can meet today a special guest. I am so happy to be able to welcome to our show a hero, an American hero. And as we approach this week of celebration, and I'm calling it a week of celebration, we're into, this is Veterans Week. Veterans going in Monday is a National Veterans Day celebration and honoring our veterans. And I have the privilege of bringing to you one of the greatest veterans of all time. And, you know, there's lots of them. All of them are special. But when you can have a Rear Admiral retired, was Top Gun with the Navy flying over the skies of Vietnam, was a squadron leader, a pilot who taught the Navy how to fly planes and not lose pilots. And they adopted the programs that he developed. And I'm telling you, he is this incredible man. He founded the Golden Rule Society, been nominated 5 times for Nobel Peace Prize. Folks, welcome to the show, Captain Len Kaine. Len, how you doing, sir?
Well, fine, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to be with you, my friend, and with the people who are listening to the show. I'm humbled and honored, by golly, because so many good things that we have available. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, first thing you do is be sure to have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen handy to take notes, because we have some wonderful gifts for you that you can share with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, or your charities. We're here to make it a better world. Simple as that. And I always jokingly say, now welcome aboard or watch my lips. It's impossible to see because it's a radio show. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I have your attention. And again, I want to stress the fact that we're not selling anything. This is a show that helps make it a better world for you, your family, your friends, and your neighbors, churches and charities, everybody that you know. And that's what we guarantee. And I always say, I'd give you a money-back guarantee, but I can't because most everything is free. And some things are better than free. It's also always nice to be here with my dear friend, Mr. Ron Clayton, who has taken over the job as the president of the Hope Collection. And the fellow that had the start of the Hope Collection was a gentleman by the name of Joel Gripping. And I want to tell you a little story about what a small world it is. I was born and raised near Scranton, Pennsylvania, and my high school football coach was a graduate of Mansfield University, and this gentleman, Mr. Joel Gripping, was also a graduate of Mansfield. But I never met Mr. Joel Gripping, and I should say doctor, because the brilliant man that he was, got his degrees, and he got a doctorate in mathematics. brilliant man, big, tall, handsome, wonderful personality, good Christian man. Everybody just thought he was great. As a matter of fact, 3 of the presidents of the United States were so impressed with him. He was a senior advisor to 3 presidents of the United States and was so worldwide known that the people in London town invited him to come and speak to them at their headquarters. And he went there and really impressed them. And great news. And he's the one that opened up the Hope Collection. And the nice part about it is years later, he heard about what we were doing, as I was doing, with the Golden Rule Society charity. And it's a charity that we put together because we were working and just helping people to make it a better world. And I'll tell you all about the not only the Hope Collection, but the Golden Rule Society's worldwide kindness campaign. And it's very simple. And I'll tell you about it. But the nice part about it, be sure to have your pencil and paper and ready to copy anything that's going on, because it's going to benefit you and yours now and always. That's our goal, simple as that. The nice part about it. And sadly, Mr. Joel Gripping, well, the cancer got him, and 3 years ago, he's now in heaven with the good Lord. But Joel Gripping was a wonderful, wonderful man, and now Mr. Ron Clayton has filled in, and he's now the president of the organization, doing a great job, really, really super duper. And the nice part about it, Mr. Ron Clayton is one of the senior advisors in the Golden Rule Society charity. And before that, Mr. Joel Gripping heard what we were doing with the Golden Rule Society, and he called me one day and he said, Len, I heard and I've been following what you're doing with your Golden Rule Society charity. And he says, I'd like very much to be a senior advisor in your Golden Rule Society charity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it took me about a second and a half to say, welcome aboard. How can you say no to a wonderful man like that? And again, sadly, we pray for him that he's now in heaven with the good Lord. But that's a nice thing. And we have a bunch of people, not a bunch of people, but a good number of people, almost 24 senior advisors. And by the way, we're all non-paid volunteers. And when any one of them does a great job and does something extra special, like Mr. Ron Clayton, and I said, Ron, that's really exceptional. That was really super duper. We're going to share that with the world, and I'm going to double your salary. And it doesn't take very long for them to say, hey, Len Kaine, 2 times nothing is still nothing, right? So all in good fun. And that's why we're here, to enjoy making a better world for everybody involved. And we should have it. And I'm going to tell you about this, one of the things that we're sharing around the world, and it's called the Golden Rule Society's Kindness Campaign. And everybody says, what's that all about? And I'm going to tell you a little story. When I graduated high school, the very next day I was off to the Navy. And my mother, talking to me as I was packing my bag to leave for the Navy, she said, Lenny, I want to tell you something. And I want you to remember this. And it goes like this. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, be kind. Now, those 2 words are in my heart and my soul and my mind. And later on in my life, I created the Kindness Campaign worldwide. And I tell people on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 2021, we launched it worldwide. And it goes like this. With kindness and love and hope in your heart for peace in the world. Treat others the way you want to be treated, truthfully with dignity and respect. And in fact, what you're doing, you're sharing the love that the good Lord gives you with others. And when you do it with a smile. Now, wouldn't it be a wonderful world if we would all do that on this earth, rather than fighting and killing and trying to just take power and control? It just doesn't work. Madness, crazy. It's so much better to be courteous and kind. And if you do that, oh, wonderful stuff. And I've got a little gift for you. And it's gonna be part of it. It's gonna knock your socks off. And I'll talk about it in a little bit. But there are other things to talk about. And one of the things that I have to tell you, because as Ron mentioned, I was a Navy fighter pilot. And the nice part about it, I was the East Coast Top Gun and the All-Navy Top Gun, because I evidently was pretty good at doing that sort of stuff, and set a Navy record by flying, would you believe, 5 different airplanes in 2 days. And it's turned out to be a Navy record. And it also became a world record. I mean, how many people fly? I said 5. I meant 6 different airplanes in 2 days. And it was fun. And what they did, they gave it a nickname. And they call it the capt program. And everybody says, what's that capt? Well, it's the Kaine Air Tactics, both offensive and defensive tactics in combat to live longer, because it was, when I finished with it, the Navy installed it and put it into the program. They put it in their Top Gun school, and the squadron, fighter squadrons that I was involved in combat over Vietnam, we were the first squadron that did not lose a single airplane in combat for 2 deployments. That was 6 months, and 6 months later, we all survived. And the nice part about it, the Air Force heard about it. And the guy that was in charge of the Air Force out west, I mean the western part of the world, he made a special trip out to the USS Enterprise, where I was operating from, and he brought his assistant with him, and he was really talented. He was an ace in World War II. He had shot down 7 German airplanes, the Nazis, and really a sharp guy. And he said, Len, tell me what you're doing. So we spent a full afternoon, and I explained to him, showed him how to do it, do this, that, and so. And he said, this sounds great. This is the nicest thing. The power and control, how to do it, and how to stay alive and effective. And about a week or so later, after he went back and they implemented the Kaine program, he said, Len, we have virtually cut our losses in half, just following the tactics that are simple and powerful and effective. And that tugs the heartstrings, ladies and gentlemen, to know that you're saving lives. And I'm going to slide into the next program. As I mentioned, the people, while we were in combat, were up at altitude, flying fighters. But who's on the ground? Marines, U.S. Marines. Why, we never met any of them, because we're up high, they're down low. But years later, one of the gentlemen that was a Marine in combat, he retired from the Marines, he went to college, back to college, and he became an attorney. And he heard about what we were doing, and he became part of the Golden Rule Society charity. Now, that's pretty interesting. And he called me one day, he says, Len, you've got to make a visit down to Texas. and meet one of the guys that was in combat together. I said, well, if you insist on it, and he says, I do, you got to do it. So I went down there to Texas to meet this guy. Alexander Candelario was his name. Big, tall, handsome gentleman, but really, technology-wise, really a sharp individual. So I said, tell me what you got going here that's so important. Well, he showed it to me. And he called his organization that he was trying to put together, he called it Intiva Health. The acronym, Intiva, Informational Technology, Videos, Automated, all that. Really great. I said, okay. He showed it to me in a matter of maybe about half an hour. I said, Alexander, we've got to put your program. So what we did, we funded it, founded it, and became a corporation that is now, over the years has gone by, Intiva Health is now the #1 organization in the world supporting the medical industry. I got to say that again. Intiva Health is #1 in the world supporting the medical industry. As a matter of fact, my wife Ann and I are supposed to go over there next month to help raise the flag on the 3rd manufacturing plant. And the 3rd plant is only 5 times bigger than the previous 2 manufacturing plants put together. And we're looking forward to that because the growth of Intiva Health is exponential. Everybody and their brother is saying, nationwide, worldwide, saying, hey, those are good things. Making pills, making programs for helping doctors, nurses, hospitals, organizations that take care of the people's, why suffer pain and suffering and all that sort of stuff when you've got programs that can take them and help them go away. Fantastic. And to be #1 in the world really is something. And I don't want you to think we're bragging, but I want to let you know that this is the kind of thing you want to get involved in and helping. Intiva Health. Show you how that you can get some information about it. Because I've got doctor friends of mine. I always ask them, I said, Dr. Jones, are you familiar with Intiva Health? And I said, oh, I've heard about it. I said, have you visited the site? Well, not yet. I said, well, take your time and visit it. But they do that. They call me back and say, Len, why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Because it helps every aspect of the medical industry to be #1 in the world. It just tugs at the heartstrings. And the nice part about it, it could be impacting you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, and your church. Because the information I'm going to give you, you can share with them. And I have you hope that you have your paper and pencil and you're ready to piece of paper. Here it is. Are you ready to copy? This is our Golden Rule Society website. And it's very simple, and you know how it goes. Most everybody does. www.Golden Rule Society. And that's all one word, no spaces. www.goldenrulesociety.org, the letters O-R-G. Simply means we are a charitable, nonprofit, tax-exempt organization nationwide in the United States, but throughout the entire world. And when you get there, you're going to find that all the gifts that we have, most everything is free. Some things are better than free. And you can access the Intiva Health program. And you can tell your doctors about them, your nurses, whoever you want to tell about it. Because everybody should know that, hey, this is available. And the nice part about it is that programs, the medicines and all that sort of stuff, they come in as a reduced price. I'll give you a simple example about my own self. I was going to, doctor gave me a prescription, and I went to one of the drugstores that I always went to, and I asked the fellow at the drugstore, I said, "Are you part of the prescription discount program?" And they don't advertise this, by the way. And he says, "Well, Len, we're not, but let me tell you something. Across the street, four blocks down, they have a drugstore. They are part of the program. And you have savings, or sometimes they're as high as 80%. So whenever I get a prescription from a doctor for something, I go to the discount program. Because why not save the money? There it is. And right now, just listening to the show program, you can save yourself some money when you ever need a prescription from your good doctor. And that's what's going on. And it goes on and on. I've got more to go, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to take a sip of my coffee right now and turn it back over to Mr. Ron Clayton. And I'm ready to jump right back in, Ron. Here to go. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you, Len. I hope everybody is either taking notes or writing down any questions as much you had. At the end of as we wind down the show, we will open the mics. I'm going to close the mics up because there's a lot of feedback, and I've got to figure out where this feedback is coming from. I would ask if you would mute your phone. Maybe we can create some, if we can stop some of the background noise, folks. And then when you're ready to speak, we'll open the mic for you if you can. But I just want to continue on with what Len was speaking about Intiva Health. What is really phenomenal, they are world leaders, as he said, and been recognition of such a high level of service to the world. I like to talk about another program they have. It's a genetic test. So you do a swab, like remember when COVID you had to take a swab test? Well, they do a swab test. You send it into them, and they do a research study, and you get a binder with information about your personal health. And what they can do, they can identify chemical compounds that your body would reject to cause problems for. So what you can do is you give this binder to your physician, your primary, and whenever you have medicines prescribed, they will not prescribe. It'll tell them not to prescribe a product that has these products and these compounds that would hurt you, make you sick, or kill you. And that service is, many insurance companies will pay for it, but if it doesn't, if your insurance company doesn't cover it or you don't have insurance, the test costs $200. Well, for the kind of peace of mind you can have to know that you're going to be protected, and if you're serious about protecting yourself, as some of us get older, we know that we have to be very careful that we don't get a second chance or they get the wrong medicine to us. So I would encourage you to find out. Intiva Health is in Houston, Texas, but you can go online and find out about those services. They have many, many more. They have just been recognized. I know everybody knows about gummy worms because the kids love them, grandkids, our nieces and nephews. They love gummy bears. Well, guess what, folks? All the pharmaceutical companies have gotten smart, and they realize if you use gummy bear material to deliver a pharmaceutical, people have an easier time at chewing or swallowing it. Kids, parents, it doesn't matter, but they're enabled. So what Intiva Health did is they developed a couple plants, Plants, plant manufacturing, and they have become worldwide the number one supplier in gummy. They are Gummy World, and they supply all the major companies that use a gummy bear for pharmaceuticals, vitamins, food supplements, and everything. And like if you go to CVS or Whole Foods, and you buy one of their products that's using gummy bear technology, it is from Intiva Health. And those are just two of many, 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 many other companies. So they are just renowned, and they are doing so well. Our plants are operating 24 hours, 7 days a week. They have two right now, and what Len was talking about, that he and Ann are going to be honoring, they're going to be raising the flag and cut the ribbon to open this new plant. They are producing millions and millions of dollars worth of this material every single month. And so that's how their business, and it's, oh, by the way, that guy, it's American. He said he's going to Arizona. That's where the plant is built. So we're having world-famous, world-renowned American pharmaceutical. You got pharmaceutical covered, and you got American-made. So a success story at an American company. One more. Guys, we're talking about this week more than ever that, as you know and aware, that we just had a presidential campaign. One of the features is that the policies of our new government is going to be promoting American-made products and American-made companies. And I am so excited because Intiva Health, and let's face it, the founder he's a veteran and he's a survivor. He's a hero. He was a Marine and he lost his leg in combat. Yeah, here he is. He was in recovering, and he went back to college. He's recovered. I'm going to share one more thing about Angela, that is the president and founder of Intiva Health. 5 years ago now, say it, when we had they were trying to find a vaccine to help prevent people from dying from COVID. Now, like it or not, they did develop. In 9 months, they developed the vaccine. Do you know it took 9 years to get the Salk, the polio vaccine? It took 9 years for the government to approve it. Well, you know what? The government approved Intiva in 9 months. A lot of people, millions and millions of people were saved. Yes, there's some side problems, and there's reasons, and they're going back over that to find that. But we helped save millions of lives. Intiva Health was instrumental. 2 ways. Number one, the communication system they use is called Lockstep, and it's secure, it's safe. The federal government is now using it in our defense communications. Our government is using it because you can't hack it. And they allowed that with the approval of a president that said, let's let medical companies talk to each other. Because before that happened, before they decided to use this new Lockstep chain communication system, medical companies, oil companies were not allowed to do this because they called it, it was some collusion if you got 2 medical companies talking together. Well, guess what? We got a vaccine created in 9 months. We saved millions and millions of lives because we had something that could help. Folks, you know what? When you got a company of the stature of Intiva Health that is working today, is touching lives, I just want you to know how exciting that is, how that tremendous success that is. And it's a success story that we call touching lives. And we're just so grateful and thankful the fact that Intiva Health was on the cutting edge. And they're still doing it. They're not done. They're moving forward. So, guys, understand that as Len Kaine talks about, by the way, Len Kaine's on the board of that company, folks. You know, and so we get him every Friday to talk with, and he shares these programs and these things with us. Thank you very much, Lon. I salute to you. And, you know, it's just to see so neat that you're an individual that not only years ago were a hero, you still are, and you still are helping contribute to making things happen. You and Mary Stanley and her daughter, Ariana, better known as Princess, created the Kids Kindness Campaign. Len, would you talk about the Kindness Campaign and how you put that together, when you did, and what you did, and then the program to help kids with the Kindness Campaign? You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, well, that was one of the wonderful things. That this lovely lady, Mary Stanley is her name. She was a service in the U.S. Army, and after
folks, somehow
I think we lost Len there.
Yeah, I just saw that. Let's see if he calls back in. His phone number did drop off. We'll see if he comes back on. Linda, can you try calling Len? Let him know he probably didn't even know that his phone dropped. Right in the middle of the conversation. Hi, Mary. You can leave. Well, Len is trying to get back on the show. Why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about the Kindness Campaign and how you helped him to launch it so it became viral all over the world, not just the country, but all over the world, and then how him and Mariana, your daughter, expanded that to a children's program that exists today. You want to talk about that, please?
Sure. So I just take the credit as the mouthpiece. So the kindness program for kids was created by my daughter when she was in kindergarten because there were no activities or clubs that she could join in her school would fit her and her abilities. And so she wanted a program that would teach other kids how to be nice. And from there, we have expanded it. And we are actually in the process of modifying it to include positive psychology in ways that help kids understand themselves and being kind to themselves and accepting themselves along with being kind to others and understanding that everybody's different in a gifted way and accepting all your gifts and your strengths to help you overcome where you're struggling. And each packet's already included with the reward system, which is a tree with different apples on it. So as you do different activities, you can put the stickers on it or, however you want to do it, and gives you different techniques. And it's all basically a follow program that doesn't create any extra teachings. It's just something that follows along.
Mary, I just remember the day that you brought it. You called me and we were talking right after the show with Len as he talked about the girl. By the way, Len Kaine is back. Let's see if I can get his phone back. Anyways, we got Len Kaine is back online. Good thing hello, Len. Sorry we missed you.
Yes, I'm back on. Something happened to the radio, the telephone here.
Well, you're back. So Mary Stanley was just talking about the Kindness Club for Kids that you and Ariana and Mary put together. And she was just talking about, because we had the Kindness Club for adults, but we also need one for kids. And how you did, you were so kind, and you helped Mary and their daughter, Ariana, by the way, I call her Princess, just so everybody knows, Princess, turn around and made this program so that we can help kids get involved in being kind. When you can take it and make a program that's generational, you really can make an impact. Guys, you as being part of the Hope Collection, the Golden Rule Society that are on this call today, or listening to us from anywhere in the world, the Kindness Campaign can make a difference. We can change this world, as Len said, just by treating each other with respect and kindness and love. And how you teach people to do that is, number one, make it a priority to doing something nice for somebody else. Or being kind, giving someone a smile instead of growling at them or, doing something and criticizing. You can turn around and do nice things and talk about nice. I hope people talk nice about me behind my back. I hope you'll do the same, because I'll do that for you too. And then we're going to make this an optimistic, upward lifting world. We change the world. God, by the way, God looks at all of us. And as he sees the world and people coming together to make it a better place, better, nicer place, he can bless that. We can become a greater blessing organization. And what's it cost? Nothing. Len, go ahead. I'll give it back to you. And Mary, why don't you guys just talk about that?
Oh, God bless. I'm sorry about what happened, what interrupted. But ladies and gentlemen, we're back with you, and we've got many things to go. And the nice part about this Mary Stanley, I was starting to mention her. She served in the military, and she's now involved in helping children in schools throughout the country. And it started very nicely by having the Kindness Club that she has involved the children. And the nice part about it, the Kindness Club is in the school rooms, and it doesn't interfere with anything that the teachers are doing. They're teaching the kids, but the kids also have a program that they work within their own programs, and it focuses on just being kind with one another. no interruption, but it just enhances the relationships that we all should have with one another. Oh, it's wonderful. And Mary Stanley, God bless you and your two children, because they had a program where I was a guest speaker for Mr. Ron Clayton's program, and when it was the largest military in the Navy in the United States, and I was invited as a speaker, and it was wonderful all there, and they invited all these military people, and Mary Stanley came down with their two children, and they brought hundreds of little American flags. And what the kids did, and others were helping, they would put a American flag on where the people who had given their lives, and they put it on the top of where they were buried. It tugs at the heartstrings just to think of it. But that's the kind of work that the kids were doing, and Mary Stanley was leading it. Mary, God bless you. Keep up your great work and all the wonderful things that you do to help make it a better world. Wow.
I have some exciting news.
Please.
Either this weekend or Monday or Tuesday of next week, I'm putting the finishing touches on it. But we have now finished a rough copy of the kindness program for Sunday school. So it's taking all the things in the Bible and incorporating them into the kindness program for churches and Sunday schools to incorporate into their Sunday school curriculum.
Wow. You are something special, Mary. Keep up your great work and tell us more about all that you're doing, for crying out loud.
Well, we have Santa Claus coming on 3 times before Christmas to talk to the kids that are and also tell stories. So, better get your Christmas list up and ready to send into Santa Claus coming up. And next week and the week after, in honor of Veterans Day, we are going to be highlighting, next week is all going to be about veterans and their services. And the next couple of weeks we'll be highlighting different interviews throughout the day on this radio station. We're working on putting a list together this weekend, highlighting all the service members, their families, and the small businesses they have created to get their information out there and what they're doing to make the world a better place.
You're awesome. We need more people like you, Mary. Keep up your great work because you earn it. You deserve it. God bless you. Wow. And how are your two youngsters doing?
Really good. David is now all about being a class clown and being a personality, which is good. But now when his sister gets upset, he goes over and gives her hugs. He says, Ariana's crying. He gives her hugs and kisses. Oh, you've been blessed, and they have been blessed as well. I have a wonderful mother like you, and your husband is just a super-duper guy as well. Wonderful Well, I
family.
always joke that combat duty and military service is a good prerequisite for having special kids because it teaches you the patience to deal with all the obstacles that come in the way and dealing with very pig-headed, stubborn kids.
Oh, gosh, we need more people like you, Mary. Mary Stanley. Ladies and gentlemen, just remember that name, Mary Stanley. Doing her magic. And we're all on the same team. We should all be members of the team. And ladies and gentlemen, if I ask you to have your paper and pencil handy, and when you get to the Golden Rule Society website, be sure to visit Hope for You and the opportunities there that are available to you, helping the needy worldwide. hope for you, success for you, educational, motivational, inspirational, character-building guidance for all, which guarantees success for you, both in business and in the life that you're living. Why be fighting and having troubles when you can be living a life that is pleasant and delightful? And everybody knows that whether you're working for somebody or people are working for you, your business and your personal life, it's available to you. Take advantage of it. Don't let it go, and share it with others. The Kindness Campaign, Mary Stanley, and your Kindness Clubs. Wow, that is really great. And what I've been just thinking about that, ladies and gentlemen, when you get on the website, there is what we call the Wise Traveler. And what this is, very simply, discounts on travel. And I can give you a very simple example. A friend of mine here in San Diego had to go on a business trip with his wife to New York and back. And what he did, he called and talked to the airline, and they said, it's going to cost you, as an example, $1,000. And he said, well, I'm involved in the Golden Rule Society program, and if you are listening to this radio show, you're involved with the Golden Rule Society program. That doesn't cost anything. You're just here to do it. All you have to do is help make it a better world by being kind. So he told the airline that, and they said, well, let me look at that. And they said, not $1,000. It's going to be $600. So he saved $400 on the very first trip, and it doesn't expire. And I have to be caveat and let you know, don't try to get discounts on Christmas or New Year's or a national holiday. The airlines, they'll give you a discount because they would rather have 50% on an empty seat rather than just carrying empty seats back and forth across the country. Give discounts to people. Get somebody in there. So it benefits everybody, and that's the nice part about it. And I have no control over what kind of discount they offer, and I'm very pleased about it, but that's their business themselves. But it's nice that they're helping, making nice, and being kind to one another. Don't miss it. And that's right there. You'll find it on the website. Oh, gosh, oh dear. And there's another thing that I like to tell you about. We have video emails. I know everybody sends emails to everybody. But now you have an opportunity to use a video email. And you can just click on it. You need a little program that you put on your computer, takes a video of you, and you talk to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business, and they can see you. They can see your smile. They can see your personality and all that. And it's very impressive. And we find that that's a wonderful way to do it. As a matter of fact, it's so good that we're moving upward to a better video email program that we have, and it's on its way. But that's the things that are available through the Golden Rule Society charity. Oh, my, so many. Anyway, it goes on and on. And what I'm going to do is tell you more about the humanitarian awards that are coming to the Golden Rule Society. It's not that nobody knows about it, because it was very nice to get the Golden Rule Societies recognized as who's who in the United States. And just this year, we were not only who's who in America, we were who's who in the world. They named it for 2024, and they said it goes right into 2025. And it's kind of nice to know that people are recognizing the Golden Rule Society's opportunities to help make it a better world. And we're not selling anything. We're just trying to be nice to people. And you can do that. Because there's a guy many, many years ago that said, a kindness is never wasted. His name was Aesop, historically way back when. But it's a good word. Be kind. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, be kind. Oh, my golly.
Right.
This is what's going on. Oh, did you say something, Ron? Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. I want to just add to something. In recognition by people like Who's Who in America and Who's Who in the world for recognizing you. There's a special cruise that's coming up in May. It's on the ship is called the Freedom. What a great name. Carnival Freedom. And May 10th, the 5th, and the 10th, that ship, there's a cruise that's going out, and the Carnival Cruise Line is sponsoring, honoring Captain Len Kaine for his service, his contributions, and his dedication, and we're going to honor you on board and recognize you. And there are a bunch of people that are on this call and other people that are going to be traveling with us all together, and you're going to be there, you and Ann, and we're going to honor you on this cruise. I want everybody to know that you are being recognized by the world for what you are doing and what you have done. It makes us so proud. I'm humbled to be a part of, being a small part of, just being a part of the group. When Joel introduced us to you and the world through the Hope Collection and our relations, Len, you have just made such a difference in so many of our lives. You gave us a reason to believe, number one, patriotism. Number two, recognizing an achievement. Number three, helping other people. Number four, always being respectful. When you fulfill that with faith, and I'm telling you, we're so excited to making this happen. I know you were so proud to be a part of helping us bring in a new government for the next going forward, and reestablishing patriotism and recognizing honor and being kind. And I'll tell you what, you're part of this movement in the world. And so when you sit here on Fridays and you share your heart, we're so excited that you're here sharing with us. And I'm just so looking forward to hanging out with you again. We're going to have Guy Burgers and we're going to have Shaq Chicken. The basketball players have Shaq. He has Shaq O'Neal. He has a new chicken franchise on board the Carnival ship. So we're going to be eating good while we're there, and we're going to entertain, and then you'll be recognized on board this cruise in front of thousands of people. You're going to be recognized. I am so excited to be a part of making that happen. And so I know that a lot of other people are going to join us on this cruise. Some of the people on the call today are going to be there. So just want to say hi to everybody that's on board here. We're doing pretty good. We still got a little bit of time left. Len, do you want to take some folks that want to say hello? We'll just pop up here quick and say hello. I got the mics open for everybody that's on the call today. So if you want to say hi, make your message short.
Ronnie,
We'll talk to
Bob.
you.
How you doing?
Yes, Bob.
How you doing, Ronnie?
Good.
Listen, I just want to make a special blessing request from the Lord. I'd ask him to give a special blessing to Len Kaine and to Mary Stanley and to my friend Gary Geiga, who's also on the line with us. It's Veterans Day on Monday, November the 11th, and I'm just asking the good Lord to give each of you a very special blessing and to bless all the veterans in the United States and around the world. So with that, Ronnie, I'm going to turn it back to you guys.
Gary, thanks for being on the show.
Courteous and kind. God bless you.
Thank you.
And Ron, I think you should tell a little bit about one of the best programs that I have shared with others, experienced myself. It's the Cambridge Financial Organization. And don't get frightened by it, ladies and gentlemen, but Ron, can you just tell just a little bit about the Cambridge Financial Program?
Oh, certainly. Okie doke. Hey, everybody. We signed Hope Collection. We got involved with them, and we met with them. We have contracted to provide. We are focused on, obviously, is really helping veterans and their families and first responders and their families. But this is for everybody that can hear us, and you can tell your friends. the last few years, the banks and have raised interest rates on your credit card and fees. And if you're 5 minutes late with your payment on the day it's due, you get hit with $50 and $75 charges. And you wonder why when you pay your bill, you don't, it keeps going up or it doesn't go down. And so what we do is Cambridge Finance is a 501c3, just like us, nonprofit, and they provide counseling and service, and it doesn't cost you a dime up front to join it, to use it. And then you have a confidential, so you can feel secure with a counselor that will help guide you. They're not going to tell you what you got to do, and they're not going to take away your ability to buy things in the marketplace. They will help you guide and get through. I tried the program. I signed up for it. And I want you to know, I just got a statement this morning, and in 4 months, the last 4 months, every month, my wife and I have saved in all our, I own a travel agency. We have to take credit cards and maneuver and pay for trips and stuff for people to get it done before they pay us as they're doing it. And I got to have cash flow. So by doing that, I have credit cards. Well, that costs. Even if you pay the bill off the same month, they still got charges. Or if I miss a payment for an hour. Well, anyways, they have saved me $500 a month. I've documented $500 a month, more cash in my pocket. And guys, you look at it. If they save you $100 a month, guess what? That's more food on the table, more gas in your tank, and guys, you can catch up fast and you get your bills paid off. My wife and I are saving. They set it up in a 40-month program. At the end of 40 months, we will have saved $17,000. Now that's like buying a car today. If we need an extra car, we can go get one. Well, you know what? Folks, this is real money, real time. They built in a $50 charge in the process, so you don't have to take money out of your pocket. A lot of people don't have the money out of their pocket, so that's why they don't do anything. Please, this really works, guys. I've got an 800 number. I'm going to give everybody the 800 number. Let me just walk across the room to get the flyer with the number on it. I don't want to give you the wrong number here. Okay, here we go. Write this down. 888-491-7830. What you get calling that number is a Hope-connected contracted specialist that will be your counselor to help you review and go through, to be able to help you reorganize, help you get out of debt. And they have other services. So they can help you, and you can, it's selection. They don't tell you got to do anything, but they help you, and they may solve issues that you may have from past credit issues, and they can help you really get it together. So it's called Cambridge Finance, and it's a Hope program, and we contracted to do this. So, and then when I do it, I took advantage because I didn't want to promote something that I didn't know worked or was legitimate. So, guys, don't be afraid to use that. I'm going to turn it back over to who else would like to say hi.
Oh, that's pretty great at Cambridge Financial, by golly. And
okay, what you guys say? Okay, man, I'm gonna get that stuff together. I'll call you when we're on the way.
Anyway, Ron, I invited one of our dear friends by the name of Keith Winslow to join us today. Wonderful individual. He's a music man. He has written many songs and all very, very great. And I know he's so busy. I just try to see if he would pop in and say hi to us today. And I hope he's there. Are you there with us, Mr. Keith Winslow? I guess maybe he's not, but he's a busy man, traveling. He's not down in Florida. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of things that are going on. This is a busy time of the year. Everything from the programs to we were honoring the veterans. We're having, of course, the Christmas and all the other organizations and the programs that are going on. So whenever you do it, be courteous and be kind and take good care of yourself and others. That's where we are. And Ron, I think I think pretty much covered everything that we like to cover. But back over to you, sir, for you to do your magic.
Hey,
well,
Ron,
I'd
it's
like
country.
I was just going to, country boy, I was just going to say to you that I want to bring, I know you're there. I see you on the dashboard. So I want to say, country boy, if you're there, we just pop on board and say, share your heart, sir.
Well, actually, before I came on the show, I was listening to a song that says, if you love me, why don't you say something? Then last night before I went to bed, I was listening to a song by Stevie Wonder. He says, I just called to say I love you. And then early this morning when I got up, I was listening to my grandmama's spirit talk to me, and she told me that love is not love until one gives it away. So, Lynn, when you first came on, I heard you talk a few minutes about kindness across America and kindness to other people. Ron, you always love to hear me say when we don't really care what part of the world you are in now, because we have no hidden agendas, we have no hidden motives on what we do. We have every intention on blessing you, and your family. And when Grandmama says love is not love until one gives it away. Lynn, when you was talking, I heard you talking about being number one in the world, not Tom Cruise, but Lynn Kaine, the best fighter pilot on the planet. So it's okay if you give your best and sometimes you don't come in first. Just keep on keeping on, because I was reading in that little word, it says God has the power to take the last and make them first. So, Lynn, thank you for showing us that you don't need no special degree. Nobody's going to ever ask you to see your GED when it comes to being kind. It's something that every single person on the planet can and is capable of doing. But when you pass the mic over to Ron says over here on this side of town, way straight up out of Buffalo, New York, we got something called Hope for You. Did y'all hear that? You want me to say it again? Hope for You. But what most people don't understand is hope is the great-great-grandfather / Mother Nature Mary for something called faith. You want me to prove it to you? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. So if you don't have nothing to hope for, you're pretty much dead anyway, walking dead we call them, because without a vision, our people will surely perish. Lynn, thank you for looking into the future. Mary, thank you, sweetie, for looking into the future with your kindness, because we decided a long time ago that we stood idly by and watch our children be bullied. Dr. King says, I've been around the world more than one time, and I've seen all different types of cults, all different types of evil. He was just wanting to know, when is the people of God, the people that have kindness in their heart, when are they going to start to show up? So we got kindness over here on the West Coast, and Ron's way up there in New York, and Mary's way up in a state that I forget how cold it is up there, Mary, but we're shouting out to you. We're talking about veterans, happy Veterans Day early, and happy Mother's Day. Now, they even past me the mic, country boy. I'm down here in the great city of Atlanta, Georgia. We call it the dirty, dirty South. We came from the dirt, and we're going to go back from the dirt. But see, it doesn't really matter what you called it. Shakespeare wrote it and gave it to Hamlet. He called it to be or not to be. But please understand, that's not a question. That's the answer to the question. Are you to be or are you not to be? So it doesn't matter whether you're on the north, Ron, whether you're way out in the west, Lynn, Oakley, when you're way up there in Jersey, or country boy, whether you're way down here in the dirty, dirty South. Joel said it was okay for us to take the best of the best from the north, the south, the east, and the west, and allow every single person to come in and love their very, very, very best. And anything less than that's absolutely unacceptable. And the last one, you heard me mention one nation under love. You heard me say that love is not love until you give it away. You heard me say practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes excellence. So we're not playing around over here. We've been practicing and practicing, doing unto others before they do unto you. Because when you give love, hope, and kindness away, eventually it will come right back to you, even if it does not come from the person that you originally gave it to. But if the truth was really told, and the truth is the truth is the truth until it ain't, the truth is what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Back you, Ron.
Well, thank you, Country Boy. Well, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Please understand that our goal is to help somebody else help them. So put out a smile, put out a handshake, lift someone up, and listen, we'll reconvene next week. Obviously, we're kicking the week off with honoring our veterans. Monday is Hometown Heroes the show. Mary Stanley will be bringing, and we'll have new guests, and you'll be able to call in. Guys, let's make it a great week. Let's make it a great year. We end 2024 a celebration of victory and of optimism and greatness. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Goodbye. God bless you all. Take good care.
Thanks, Len.